It is very disrespectful to our country when they take a knee during the national anthem, number one. Number two, the people of our country are very angry at the NFL. All you have to do is look at their ratings and look at their stadiums. You see empty seats where you never saw them before. A lot of people are very angry at it. It is highly disrespectful. They shouldn't do it.
So, free agent quarterback Colin Kaepernick filed a grievance today against the NFL, charging that they colluded to keep him out of the league over his national anthem protest. Now, this is ahead of NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell's big meeting tomorrow to discuss the protest and how to move forward. All the owners are coming in. Joining me now, attorney Emily Compagno and criminal defense attorney Yosha Gunasekera. It's great to have you both here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So, Emily, I'm going to ask you this first. Do you think that Kaepernick's got a legal leg to stand on in this?
I do not from what I know thus far. To me, it's clearly about optics for him. Now, in the grievance that he filed, well, let me back up. What he needs is hard, solid evidence to surmount the clear preponderance of the evidence standard required for his allegations of collusion. So what that means notes, that means emails, that means audio of two or more owners committing to not hiring him. And in the grievance that he filed, it's so vague. It cites there's a directive, no one will hire me, it's statistically impossible that I'm not hired. He cites President Trump's comments. To me, not only was there no citation of hard evidence, but also too hard evidence. So, again, to me, it is a publicity stunt, and it's, again, detracting from the issues at hand.
And on his behalf, I mean, this is the same Colin Kaepernick who is unemployed, many would say, because he's not really... He wasn't playing good football, but anyway, I digress. Yosha, Hillary Clinton defended the kneeling, defended the players in London yesterday. Listen to this.
So you have to resist what are very clear, what we call dog whistles to that base. That's what the black athletes kneeling was about. That was not against our anthem or our flag. That was actually kneeling is a reverent position. It was to demonstrate in a peaceful way against racism and injustice in our criminal system.
Yosha, I've heard that argument when I've had this discussion with my liberal friends. Do you think that that rationale holds water here?
I think that it does. I think that Americans have a constitutional right to peacefully protest, and that is exactly what these players are doing. They're protesting not the flag, but just the social injustices that are rampant in this country, and they have every right to do so.
It's interesting because I want to switch gears to something else. Big legal story, obviously, is, of course, Harvey Weinstein. He's planning to challenge his firing at tomorrow's board meeting at the Weinstein Company. Fox Business is going to be, of course, on top of that. But I'll tell you what, this is so interesting, Emily, because his contract says that the board can fire Weinstein if he's indicted or convicted of a crime or if he perpetrates a material fraud against the company. But in that contract, supposedly, according to TMZ, he might have been wrongly terminated. Do you think he could get his job back over all this?
I do not, and here's why. You are right that there's a clause in the contract in which he has to go to mediation or arbitration, the board does, before terminating him, and can only do so upon indictment or charges relating to these allegations of sexual assault in terms of settlements, that if he's paid them out, it cures. But that being said, courts are loath to protect anything in a contract that essentially is covering up illegal behavior. So they are not going to assess this in a vacuum and say, oh, that's right, you cured those settlements, and therefore we will reinstate you. They will view this as this negotiation that your attorneys engaged in was because of your direction as such, because of your pattern of misbehavior. Moreover, the board reasonably relied likely on a material misrepresentation on his part, that these encounters were consensual. Note they did, the HR department, investigate 2 of them, so he can counter, you knew full well, but again, the courts will not protect that contract on his behalf. He is decimated.
You know what, Yosha, too? I mean, you got to remember, these are accusations of rape and sexual assault. I mean, do you think there's a chance here that Harvey Weinstein goes to jail?
It's completely possible that Harvey Weinstein goes to jail over this. I mean, he's facing a variety of potential misdemeanors, felony charges. I mean, the real crime here is that there doesn't seem to be equal justice under the law. The district attorney, Cy Vance, had hard evidence that Harvey Weinstein was committing these horrible crimes. They have a tape recording that was released to the media of basically a woman being harassed and, what looked to be the precursor to sexual assault, yet Cy Vance is saying decided not to proceed against Harvey Weinstein with that kind of insurmountable evidence.
You know, I have to say, I mean, the fact that it's so much more than what even the lawyers when that contract was drawn up in the first place probably thought. I mean, that's going to be a heck of a fight tomorrow. He's calling in by phone, we're told by TMZ. Fox Business, guys, thank you very much. Is going to be following this Weinstein meeting tomorrow very closely.